Hi yogis, my name's Jen and today I'm going to guide you through a Vinyasa Yoga practice where we're working towards Parita Surya Yantrasana, also known as compass pose. So for this seated posture, we're going to need some open hips and hamstrings, also open chest and shoulders and side bodies. So this will be a really opening yoga practice that we're going to do today, working on flexibility and also some strength. And if this pose isn't in your practice, no worries. We're going to have some modifications along the way, so still feel free to join. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We'll get started on our bellies today. So go ahead and lay your front body on the yoga mat. Turn your left cheek on the mat. Arms can rest beside you, palms face up, and then just let your heels fall to the side naturally. As you're ready, you can go ahead and just close off your eyes. Let's start with making the conscious decision to arrive to this yoga space. Feeling the mat underneath your body, touching your cheek and your chest, your arms, your legs. Just feeling yourself supported. And take a breath in through your nose. And release it out of your mouth. As you breathe in, feel your back body lift, body expands. And as you exhale, melt into the mat, release. One more. Reseal the lips and breathe in and out of the nose. Long, full, big breaths. As you make your way into your body and into your breath, arriving to an intention for your practice. We're working towards compass pose. So maybe taking this opportunity to connect to your true north. What brings you purpose? Something that brings you true joy and happiness. And just trusting that you have that internal compass, you know the way to joy and happiness. We'll just take 3 more breaths. You can leave your eyes closed or open them. Extend your arms out to the side, option to bend into the elbows. And then roll over to your left side. So you're rolling onto your left side body, opening through that left shoulder and chest. You can bend into your right elbow and place that hand on the mat. And if you like, you can even bend into your right knee and stack your foot, step your foot on the mat behind your left thigh. Just opening through the chest, taking a few breaths. Roll onto your belly and take the right arm out to a T or cactus it. And then roll over to your right side body. You can bend into your left elbow. And if you'd like, you can bend into that left knee and step the foot somewhere on the mat behind the right thigh. Breathing big, full breaths. Roll back onto your belly and bring the elbows underneath the shoulders for Sphinx pose. So elbows are shoulder width distance, fingertips are spread, and this time we're active through the legs. So you can pick up the right leg and set it back down, and then pick up the left leg, set that one back down, and just press into all 10 toes. And then like you're isometrically pulling the mat towards you without really moving it. Pull the mat towards you, lift up through the chest, open up through the heart. If you like, you can add a little bit of a neck stretch here, release the chin to the chest. Breathing into the back of the neck. And taking your right ear over to right shoulder. And left ear over to left shoulder. Making your way back and forth, taking your time. And just balance it out side to side. And take one more breath. And we'll meet back in the middle, head centered. And then lower your right cheek on the mat. Arms can be beside you. Big breath in through the nose. And release it out of your mouth. You can bend into your knees and just gently windshield wipe the legs side to side. Release the feet back on the mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself back to child's pose. Knees can come out as wide as the yoga mat. Toes come in towards one another. And then sit your hips back on your heels. Stretch the fingertips forehead, eventually bringing the forehead down to the mat. If you've got that forehead connected to the mat, you can sway your head side to side. The forehead a bit of a massage, reminding you to relax through that forehead. And slide the hands underneath you. We're going to thread the needle. Set the left shoulder on the mat. Stretch the right arm forward. Bow down. Take 2 more breaths. And sliding your hands underneath you so that you can thread the needle. Right shoulder blade comes down to the mat. Stretch the left arm forward and forehead can come down to the mat. And 2 more breaths. Okay, come up, back up, slide those hands underneath you, and then we'll meet in tabletop position. So hands come underneath those shoulders, fingertips spread, knees underneath the hips. You can leave the feet flat or tuck them under for a little bit more stability. And we'll inhale together, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, press into the mat, round into your back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. One more round. Drop that belly, open through the heart. And exhale, tuck and round. We'll find neutral spine, neutral tabletop. Then plant the hands about a handprint ahead. Set them back down, spread through those fingertips. Lift the hips up, downward facing dog. You can feel free to first just pedal out the feet a bit. I enjoy lifting my heels up nice and high and then dropping them over to one side, stretching into the side body. And then doing the same, picking up those heels nice and high and then drop them over to the other side. And just pedal it out, shake out the head. Eventually arriving into some stillness here. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Press into those hands, especially the pointer finger and thumb. And then relax the shoulder blades down the back as you roll the triceps in towards one another. You can press the chest back towards your thighs as you gaze towards the toes or maybe the navel. And if you need to, you can just bend into the knees to release the low back a bit, release the hamstrings, just so you can keep a nice long spine. If you haven't already, it'd be a nice time to fire up your Ujjayi breath. Constrict through the throat so that you create that ocean-like, whisper-like sound. Start to walk your hands back to your feet, bend into your knees, grab opposite elbows, ragdoll. Just play with shifting your weight forward and back and side to side. Actually, straightening through the legs, release your hands down towards the mat. You can shift your weight a little bit more forward into your toes. Lift through the kneecaps to engage the legs. Head is heavy, neck is nice and long. Inhale, lift up halfway, bring your hands to your shins. Gazes forward if you have a slight bend in the knees. And then reach your arms back. So continue to halfway lift, arms reach back. And interlace the hands together and forward fold with the clasp. Breathe. Release the bind, and then sweep the arms high as you sit back, chair pose. So knees are separate. This might be a little bit of a challenge. You can glance down and just see if you can see your toes. If you can't, then try to sit back a little bit deeper. Arms reach forward, shoulders are relaxed. Possibly sitting just a little deeper. Imagine you're squeezing a block between the thighs. Legs are on. Possibly sitting yet just a little bit lower. Soften through the face. Breathe. Exhale, fold. And walk your hands forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. And we can hang out here. If you'd like, you can come down to your knees. Always an option to modify. Coming down to your knees can be a nice modification in the beginning of practice. You might then start to challenge yourself to lift those knees, maybe later in the practice or another time. Press into the mat like a micro cat in the upper body. Belly presses to spine. Legs are on. We'll hold just for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift your shoulders slightly forward and then lower onto your belly. Untuck the toes one at a time. Inhale, cobra pose, lift the chest. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Walk those hands back to your feet, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reach those arms back. Clasp the hands, exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, reach the arms high, sit back. Exhale, fold. Crawl forward, plank pose. Pause for an inhale. And exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. One more time, walk those hands back towards the back of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reach those arms back. Interlace the hands, exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, reach up, sit back. Exhale, fold. Curl those hands forward. Plank pose, stay for an inhale. And exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths. And bring the feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Square off those hips for 3-legged dog. And then bend into the right knee, stack the hips. Maybe feel free to make some circles with the knee. Just starting to open up through that hip. Square off the dog, 3-legged dog. Inhale, right heel reaches high. Exhale, take that knee across your body, tap the left elbow. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, right knee to right tricep, give it a tap. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, knee to nose, stay here, hold, and then step the heel through first, between your hands, getting set up first through low lunge, and then reaching up, high lunge, Anjaneyasana. So, hips are pointed forward, and we're lunging nice and deep. Left heel is lifted over the ball of the foot, so that leg can be really powerful, so you can lunge deeper. And then arms reach up besides the ears. Triceps rolled in, palms facing one another. Breathe. Finding a little more depth and maintaining that depth. So you airplane those arms, hinge your torso forward, reach the arms back, palms face down towards the mat. Stay for a few breaths. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, twist open to the right. Right arm reaches back, left arm reaches forward. Gazes back over towards that right hand. Maintain this nice long lunge. Twist all the way open. Warrior 2, left foot spins down. We've got front heel to back arch alignment. Both hip points are pointed towards the long edge of the mat now. Lunge deep into that front knee. Feel free to back out if you need a break, and then lunge back in. Arms reach opposite directions. You can just gaze down. Can you see that right big toe? If not, pull the right knee out, and then lunge deeper. Soft gaze over those front fingertips. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Lunge just a little deeper. While maintaining that lunge, reverse the arms, reverse warrior. Right arm reaches back and up. Then reach, extend forward, extended side angle. Right forearm can come to that right thigh. And then left arm can first reach up. And if it's comfortable on your shoulder, flip that palm down towards the mat and reach it forward. If it's available, you can start to stretch that right hand down towards the mat, to the inside of the foot, eventually the outside. Open through the chest, shoulders are stacked. And then gaze wherever is comfortable on the neck, maybe down at the mat or towards that lifted hand. Breathe. Press through that front foot, reverse the arms, straighten the legs, reverse triangle pose. Reach back. And then reach, extend forward. Kick those hips back. Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. Right hand drops down towards the mat, maybe to the shin. Left hand stretches up towards the sky. Arms reach in opposite directions, shoulders stacked. Both side bodies equally long. If you're quite collapsed, place a block underneath your hand or place it on the shin. Strong core, use your core to rise. First, you lift your torso. And then cartwheel the hands, step on back, move through vinyasa, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a breath in through our nose and release it out of our mouth. Second side, step the feet together at the back of your mat and lift the left leg high, three-legged dog. Square off those hips. And then open up the hip, bend into the knee, stack the hips. And make those circles, just opening through the hip. Three-legged dog. Inhale, left heel reaches high. Exhale across your body, trap that right elbow. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, left knee to left tricep, give it a tap. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, knee to nose. And then lightly step the heel first through the hands. First coming to low lunge and then reaching those arms high. High lunge, Anjaneyasana. You can check in with those hip points. Are they pointed forward? Do you have a nice long stance? Can you wiggle those toes back a bit? Heel is lifted over the ball of the foot so that you can lunge deeper into that left knee. Arms reach up besides the ears, triceps rolled in, palms facing one another. Continue those full breaths. Lunge into your front knee, and then release the chest forward, reach those arms back, airplane the arms, palms face the mat. Stay for a few breaths. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, twist open to the left. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Gaze is back. Maintaining the lunge, just open wide, warrior two. Set that back heel down, front heel to back arch alignment. Can now check in with those hip points. They're pointed towards the long edge of the mat. Lunge nice and deep, reach those arms opposite directions, and just check in with those toes. Can you see the left big toe? If not, pull the knee back and then lunge deeply. Soft gaze over those front fingertips. Lunge a little deeper. Maintain that depth. Reverse the arms, reverse warrior pose. Left arm stretches back. Reach, extend forward, extended side angle pose. Left forearm can come to that left thigh, and then right arm can first just reach on up towards the sky. If it's okay with your shoulder, flip the palm down and reach forward. And then if you'd like, you can play with dropping the left hand down towards the mat. Pulling the chest up towards the sky, stacking those shoulders. And then you can gaze wherever is comfortable down at the floor, maybe towards that lifted arm. Drive through that front foot, reverse the arms, straighten the legs, reverse triangle pose. And then extend forward, reach forward, Utthita Trikonasana. Hips set back. Set that left hand down towards your shin or the mat or maybe a block. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Stack those shoulders. Both side bodies are long. If you find yourself collapsing, lift up to the shin or maybe a block. And breathe. Use that strong yogi core. We're gonna rise, stretch the arms first in opposite directions, then cartwheel, step back, move through vinyasa. Three breaths. So we'll move through that sequence, adding on. Bring those feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, stretch that right heel high. Exhale across your body. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Inhale, high. Exhale, knee to nose, lightly step through. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, open up to the right. Inhale, sweep around, warrior two. Settle in for the exhale. Inhale, reverse the arms, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten the leg, reverse the arms. Exhale, triangle pose. Stay here. And move into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So you can first bring the left hand down to the left hip, gaze down at the mat. Step your back foot in, And then set your right hand in front of the right toes. From here, lift up that back leg, stack the hips. And then once you're stacked, left toes are flexed. Reach the left arm up to the sky. Oh my goodness, I think I'm a little close to this wall. I'll use it for support. You may also use a wall in your house for support. Find your balance, find your breath. And release as warrior two. Cartwheel those arms. Move through vinyasa. We'll meet back in downward dog. Inhale, left leg reaches high. Exhale, cross your body, tap the elbow. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane the arms. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, spin around, warrior two. Settle in with the exhale. Inhale, reverse the arms, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, straighten the legs, reverse the arms, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Stay here. So move into Ardha Chandrasana. Feel free to take a wall if you'd like. Otherwise, hopefully move yourself away from the wall enough so it won't get in the way. Right hand can come down to that right hip, gaze down at the mat and step your back foot in. Left hand plants in front of those left toes. And then start to lift up that right leg, stack the hips. And then reach the right arm up towards the sky. Hello, wall again. It's important not to take yourself too seriously in yoga. Sometimes we fall, sometimes we laugh. Reconnect to the breath and the pose. Your release is warrior two. And then cartwheel. Move through vinyasa, following your breath. Breath in through your nose and release it out of your mouth. Feel free to take two more if that served you. Step the feet together, the back of the mat. Inhale, right leg high, last round. Exhale, across your body, tap the elbow. Inhale, reach high. Exhale to right tricep. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, knee to nose, and then step that foot through. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane the arms. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, open to the right. Inhale, warrior two, spin around. Settle in with the exhale. Inhale, reverse the arms. Exhale, extended side angle. Stay here. Pause. Option to play with the bind. If you'd like, you can nestle that right shoulder underneath that right thigh. Reach the left hand down towards that left hip crease. And then maybe around to the right hip crease. Eventually reaching that right hand around to bind. If you've got that bind, first go ahead and release. And then straighten through the legs, reverse triangle pose. And reach, extend forward. extended triangle. Use the core, lift on up through the torso. Hands come to your hips, and then bring the toes to the long edge of the mat. Nice long stance. Toes can angle slightly in towards one another. And then fold halfway. Release those hands down towards the mat. Take another breath in. Nice long spine. And exhale, fold. Release the forehead. Eventually the top of the head. Down towards the mat. Walk those fingertips back, aligned with your heels. Two more breaths. Nice. Lift up halfway. And then walk yourself towards the top of the mat. We'll set the left knee down on the mat. And then angle the right toes out. Heel comes in. And that right knee tracks the toes. We're coming into lizard lunge. Nice on the hip. Might feel like enough right here. That's perfectly okay. Otherwise, feel free to drop down to those forearms. Steady out the breath. Reconnect to that intention, your purpose, your true north. You can stay down on your forearms if you're enjoying this, or if you'd like to get a little twist and thigh stretch in. Place the hands underneath your shoulders, left hand underneath your left shoulder, eye of the elbow pointed forward. And then twist open to the right. You can bend through that back leg and possibly reach around for the outer edge of the foot. Bringing the heel to your glute and then sinking in. You've got that foot, release it with care, and come back around lizard lunge. Now, if you'd like a little core, a little side plank, follow me. If you're like, I just want to stay and hang out in this hip flexor stretch, stay there. All right, for side plank, first lift up that back knee. Now, for an extra challenge, you can take your peace finger and thumb around your right big toe. If not, just go ahead and step the right leg back. So first bend to the outer edge of your left foot and then possibly take the right leg with you, stretching out up towards the sky. Press the mat, lift the hips. When you're ready, you can feel free to release the right foot on top of the left. Stretch that right arm high. Side plank, option to modify, dropping through that left knee. Always an option as well. All right, we're gonna join back in lizard lunge. So if you've still got that foot in your hand, just step it forward. If not, we'll all just meet stepping that right foot forward. And then left foot steps forward as well, Malasana, garland pose. Hands come to heart center, palms touching. Wiggle the chest through the thighs. Option to close off the eyes. Now feel free to stay here, or if you'd like to play with crow pose and arm balance today, join me. So for crow pose, you'll plant your hands shoulder width distance, fingertips really spread. Then you can lift your hips up, kind of like a nice bent knee forward fold. Bend into your elbows, and then set your knees on the backs of your arms. You'll first just play with this, getting this shape down. Then possibly bringing the weight into your hands,
and lifting a toe, a whole foot possibly, and then possibly the whole other foot. Eventually practicing taking flight, bending through those elbows, engaging through the core, shifting the weight forward, and lifting up both toes. Taking Bakasana crow pose. Stay for a few breaths. Option just to step back to downward dog or play with a vinyasa. Leap back in downward facing dog. All right, last side, yogis. Step your feet together. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, across your body, tap the elbow. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, airplane the arms. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale, all the way around. Warrior two. Sink in as you exhale. Inhale, reverse the arms. Exhale, extended side angle. We're going to stay here. Option to play with bind. If you're going for the bind, bring that left shoulder down towards the left thigh, nestle it together, and then start to reach that right hand back towards that right hip, maybe towards the left hip. Eventually bringing the hands together and taking the bind. You've got that bind. First, go ahead and release it. And then straighten through that front leg, reverse the arms, reverse triangle, and then reach, extend forward. Extended triangle pose. Lift the torso, hands can come to your hips. Can square off those toes towards the long edge of the mat. Angle those toes in towards one another. And so we can interlace the hands. So notice how you interlace your hands. Maybe put the awkward thumb on top this time. Stretch the hands down your back. And then hinge forward, extending the arms forward. Two more breaths. First, release those hands to your low back, and then to the mat. And lift up halfway. Walk yourself towards the top of the mat. Right knee drops. Left toes angle out, heel is in, and left knee traces over those toes. Now you can stay here on your hands, or you can explore coming down to your forearms. Maybe taking this opportunity to wipe the sweat. I know I will. Steadying the breath. And hang out here, or come to your hands. Right hand underneath that right elbow, eye of the elbow forward. And then twist open to the left. Can bend into that back knee and reach around for the outer edge of the foot. Bringing the heel on in towards your glute, stretching through the quadricep. Okay, release that foot with care. Come back around to lizard lunge. Feel free to hang out here if you're not down with side plank today. Otherwise, join me in lifting that right knee. Option to challenge yourself to take the peace finger and thumb around your left big toe. And then spin to the outer edge of the right foot, bringing that left leg with you for side plank, Vashisthasana. Option to release that foot if you'd like, and just reach the left arm up towards the sky. Continue to press the mat away. Lift those hips. If you've still got that foot, guide it forward, come back to lizard lunge. Otherwise, we'll all just step the left foot forward, and then the right foot forward, Malasana, garland pose, yogi squat. Close those eyes. Maybe just reflect on your yoga practice. Have you been present to the breath? Have you been forcing it or playing it safe? Where's that middle path? Connect to your internal compass, your internal guide, and let that lead you. Can release those hands down to the mat, lift up the hips, come into a forward fold. And then slowly start to rise. You can bend into the knees. And take it slow. Rising. Eventually stacking the shoulders, stacking the head. Coming to mountain pose. All right, we'll play a little bit with the standing balance pose, tree pose. So you can start with just feet at hip width distance. And then you can bring hands to your hips for a little bit more stability. Shift your weight over to the left. You can start with just a kickstand if you'd like, kind of opening up through that right hip, knee comes out towards the side. Create a kickstand. Maybe placing that foot somewhere on your calf, or you can use your right hand to guide it up towards your thigh. Just being mindful not to place your foot on your knee. Being mindful of that joint. Hands can come to heart center. And then eventually lifting the arms up towards the sky. For an added challenge, twisting open to the right. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. Essentially twisting back, arms reach up, and then hands come through heart center, release the foot, shake it out. Other side. So hands can come to the hip once again. Shift the weight over to the right. And then find either a kickstand or place the foot on your calf. Maybe guiding it with your left hand up towards your thigh, avoiding that knee joint. And hands can come to heart center. Possibly on up towards the sky. And then maybe opening up to the left. Right arm reaches forward. Left arm reaches back. Gaze goes back. Coming back out. Same way you came. Reach those arms on up towards the sky. Hands come through heart center and release. Okay, plant those feet hip width distance. Inhale, stretch the arms high. Option to back bend, shift the hips forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Bend into your knees. And plant your left hand underneath your face on the mat. You can straighten through that right knee and bend really well into the left. And then reach your right arm up towards the sky. You can flip your thumb down towards the mat and then reach towards your left hip crease. If you'd like to challenge yourself with a bind here, you can reach that left arm through your legs and reach around for your hand. Bound forward fold. If you've got that bind, go ahead and release. Come back to your forward fold. Then you can bend into both knees once again. Set that right foot or right hand on the mat underneath your head. Bend really well into that right knee, straighten out through the left leg. And stretch your left arm up towards the sky, twisting open. Possibly going for that bind. Flip the thumb down and then reach for your right hip crease. If you'd like, you can then reach your right hand around, eventually finding your hand for that bind. Continue to lift through the chest. Down, forward fold. Nice. Go ahead and release through the hands. Release that bind. Forward fold. Bring the feet together and then lift up high onto your toes. Lift those heels. Bend into your knees. Take a squat. Heels lifted. And then if you like, grab opposite elbows. Play a little bit with balancing here on your toes. Okay, then extend those arms in front of you, sit your hips back, come into Navasana, boat pose. Feet or shins are parallel, arms reach forward. Plug those arms into their sockets and lift through the chest so you're not really rounding here. You're engaged. Breathe, soften that face. And then start to extend your legs forward. Start to flatten out through the back. Press the small of your back into the mat. Float the heels, float the shoulders. And then come back to boat pose. Nice. Shins are parallel, arms reach forward. Straighten through your legs. Start to press through the small of your back. Create a seal on that yoga mat. Lift the heels, lift the shoulders. Point the toes, kick the feet for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Oh, stretch the arms overhead. Take a breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale. All right, we're not done yet. Rock and roll the length of your spine. Maybe take a couple rounds. And then come to a seat. All right, sit on your yoga mat. And you can just sit with your feet reaching forward. I'm going to face you so you can see a little better. And then just stretch both feet forward, sit up nice and tall. And we'll take the right foot in towards that left thigh. Getting set up for Janu Shirshasana. Can bend torn your torso over that extended left leg. Right? Maybe even scoot your hips forward a bit. And then crawl yourself over that leg. Can use your breath to lift up halfway with the inhale. And then exhale, bring that forehead down towards the shin, maybe the knee. Maybe you're quite lifted still, and that is okay too, and you're just reaching for the shin. Find your variation here. If you're quite flexible through the hamstrings, you might play with deepening the posture by reaching for that left wrist, the right hand. Okay, crawl yourself on up. And then take your left hand to the right knee. Stretch your opposite arm over towards that extended leg. Maybe eventually reaching down for the outer edge of the foot, but not collapsing through the chest, so lifting through the chest. If you need to collapse to grab the foot, then just keep reaching that arm forward. Parivrtta Janushirshasana, revolved head to knee pose. All right, and then rise. We'll switch to the opposite side. So I can stretch the legs long, and then take the left foot on in towards that right thigh. Maybe shift your hips forward a bit. And then crawl yourself over that extended leg. Using that breath, inhale, find some extension in the spine, and then exhale, find some depth. Once again, if you're quite flexible here, you might play with grabbing for a wrist. Okay, rise. We'll play with the revolved version, so you can use your right hand over to that left thigh, and then stretch the opposite arm across the body over towards that extended leg, possibly reaching towards the outer edge of the foot. If it makes you collapse, then just please reach out towards the side. And rise. All right, stretch those legs long. And then bring the right foot on in towards your body, and then just stamp the left foot on the mat. So you can interlace your hands on that left shin and just set your chest up nice and tall. You can stay here, or if you want to play with compass pose prep, you can grab either side of your foot with both hands, sitting up nice and tall, rooting through your sits bones, and then eventually straightening through that right leg. This is where you might use a strap as well. Continuing to breathe and just bringing that leg on in towards your torso. Eventually just setting the foot back on the mat. Stretch both legs long. And then bring the left leg on in towards your body, stamping the right foot on the mat. First, sitting up tall, you can interlace those hands and just wrap them around the shin. This might be prep enough. Otherwise, feel free to take both hands to the outer edge of the foot. And then sitting up nice and tall, connecting through your sits bones, straighten out through that leg. Once again, nice, full, long breaths. Eventually bringing that leg in towards your body. Continuing to sit up tall. And breathe. And release that foot. Extend the legs long. All right. So we've made our way to compass pose. If you'd like, you can just do compass pose prep again,
or I'll give you one more modification along the way. All right, so first, bring the right foot in towards your body, and then stamp the left foot on the mat. So just like we were. This time, we're gonna start to take the foot in both hands and take the knee out towards the side. So first is taking the knee back towards the shoulder, and then maybe taking baby cradle along the way. So for baby cradle, you'll take that, the shin, possibly bring the foot on in towards your body and putting the foot in your right arm crease. Interlacing the hands and just rocking out that baby cradle. Opening up through the hip. This can feel really good, maybe also really intense. So you can stay here, or if you want to play with compass pose, go ahead and take the outer edge of the foot and the inner edge of the foot and just really bring the knee back towards your armpit, underneath that left armpit. Right hand comes to the outer edge of the foot. Left hand comes towards the mat underneath the thigh. Then start to straighten out through that leg, lift through the chest. Gaze can be over towards the right. Straighten through the leg, nice hamstring stretch. Breathe, smile. Hold it as long as your breath is relatively stable. And then release, same way you came in. Nice, extending through the legs. And then we'll move to the other side. All right, so bring the left foot on in towards your body. Stamp the right foot on the mat, sit up tall. Option to stay here. If you're going for baby cradle, take the foot and really bring the knee to the outside of your right armpit. Bring it back, start to get into that hip. If you're taking that baby cradle, you might put the foot in your left elbow crease and just kind of interlacing your hands around the shin, rocking that baby back and forth, opening up through the hip. You can stay here, always an option. And if you like, you can start to move into compass pose with me. You might notice one side is a little bit more challenging than the other. This is my challenging side. All right, so we'll see how far I can get. All right, so bring the foot into both hands and then drag the knee back, get it underneath the armpit. This time your left hand comes to the outer edge of the foot, right arm comes underneath that thigh, hand comes to the mat, start to straighten through that leg, lift through the chest. Ooh, this is as far as I'm gonna get today on this side. That is A-okay. Breathe. Sometimes you notice your body starts to open a little more, and sometimes it doesn't. So when you're ready, come on back out of here. Stretch the legs long. Remove the flesh away from the sits bones. And then let's just take a nice, easy forward fold. Take a breath in through your nose and release it out of your mouth. Let's take 2 more breaths. Okay, start to rise. And we'll all make our way onto our backs. Bring the knees on up towards the sky. Walk your feet on in towards your buttocks. Stamp those feet hip width distance. And then roll your biceps out so you can start to walk the shoulder blades together under your back. Arms stretch beside you, lift those hips, bridge pose.
You can interlace your hands underneath you. Drive through your heels and the backs of those arms. Lift your hips up a little higher. Three more long, full breaths. Nice. Go ahead and lower those hips. And take a couple neutral breaths. We'll move into one more round. You can feel free just to take another bridge just like we did, or if full wheels in your practice today, I'll go ahead and guide us through that. So if you're moving to bridge, go ahead and do so now. If you'd like to move into full wheel, keep the feet planted hip width distance. Bring those arms, those hands towards your shoulders. Plant them on the mat, fingertips pointed towards your shoulders. And then straighten through the arms, straighten through the legs. Wheel pose. You need to press into the mat, straighten those arms, plug the shoulder blades down the back. Breathe. And then, as long as your breath is steady, maybe stay a few more breaths, or if you're ready to come down, tuck the chin first, release to your shoulder blades, protecting that neck. And then rest your arms beside you. Take a couple breaths, neutral spine. If you're in bridge pose, feel free to come on down. And then gather the knees in towards your chest. Roll side to side. We'll finish practice with a simple spinal twist. You can first just pick your hips up and move them a little over to the right, and then set them back down. Extend your left leg long and reach the right knee back towards the body, bend into the knee. Guide that knee across your body over towards the left as you open up to the right. Maybe even shift the gaze to the right. Close off your eyes. Optional open mouth breath. Make your way back through center. Pick your hips up, move them a little over to the left and set them back down. Extend the right leg long, knee heads in towards your body. Guide that knee over across to the right. So you open up to the left, gaze to the left. Optional open mouth, exhale. I just love to end with a spinal twist. It feels like it just puts everything back in place. Nice massage for those internal organs and good for the digestive tract. Just a nice way to end practice. And bring your knees back in towards center. If there's a way you prefer to end practice, feel free to move into that posture now. Feel free to add on anything that would help complete your yoga practice today. If you're ready, I'll just go ahead and guide us into Shavasana. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like as well. Pause the video. If you're ready, we'll move into Shavasana. No rush. Stretch the legs long. Feet can fall to the side naturally. Arms rest beside your body. Palms face up. You can shuffle your shoulder blades together underneath your back and open up through that beautiful heart space. So you're ready, close off your eyes and Just let go of any control of the breath. Relax through your forehead and your jaw. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Just let yourself be supported by the yoga mat, just like we did in the beginning. Relaxing through the body. Arriving full circle to our arriving home to ourselves and our bodies. Just trusting we've done everything we needed to do. There's nothing left to do. Shavasana. Resting one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Offering deep, deep gratitude to your body, all of its efforts, for its guidance, for giving you the ability to live in this world, a home for your soul. Your arms overhead, and over to your right side body. Press yourself on up to a comfortable seat. Palms touching at your heart center, Anjali Mudra.
tune in, noticing how this practice has served you. Ending a little bit of gratitude to those who support you. And gratitude for yourself for making this time to practice yoga, to journey home. Bring those thumbs up to your third eye center, the space between your eyes for peaceful thoughts. Down to your mouth for kind words. And back to your heart for love and gratitude. Namaste.